Thanks for staying with us on Sports Connection. We go from fast pitch softball to baseball. We got Wes Sanford here, head coach of the Warren East Raiders. Coach, good to see you, man.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
And two good-looking studs here with you. Everybody knows Trey Price. He's the man. And we got Ayden Barrick here.
Yes, sir.
Both of them with some arms on them. Guys, good to have you. Coach, let's start with you. I know the great regular season last year, 25-9. It's what we've come to expect with all of your ball clubs, man. You just got to give you a roster and you'll make it happen. But I know it didn't end like you wanted it to last year. What's the early goals this year for the Raiders?
Not much has changed. We're just trying to show up every day and work. We're just trying to, fix some of the things we made mistakes on last year. We're trying to really nail down our fundamentals and make sure we're really spending more time on being good at the small things and just making sure that, we don't overlook those things. That way, when it comes time to win, we can make sure we repeat what we've practiced.
Coach, you've got a lot of returners on this squad, a very kind of senior, junior forward, a couple sophomores on this squad. I mean, so a lot of experience as well. You got two of them here with you. Just kind of tell me a little bit about the two in front of you and what they've meant to this program for the past years.
These guys have played. I know Trey's been a starter, I think, 3 years. I think Ayden the last 2 years. We return a lot of experience. I think maybe one senior hadn't gotten a whole lot of experience, but for the most part, all of our seniors are still veterans. And so, we got some junior guys that have already contributed a lot and helped us in the past couple of years. And so we really return a lot of experience, even though we lost 10 seniors last year. It's kind of how we like to do it. We like to play a lot of guys so we don't get caught in the new year where we don't know what we have.
Awesome.
Fellas, let's talk a little bit. Trey, I'll start with you, then we'll hear from you, Ayden. What are some of your personal goals this year, Trey, on the diamond?
I'm going to say just be able to continue my career and go to college with it. I want to have a better batting average, more consistent with myself, be more useful, stay consistent, and just be the leader that I know I can be.
Well, if he sticks around 400, Coach, I think 300 gets you into the Hall of Fame. So you're doing pretty good there, Trey. And Ayden, not only you good pitcher, man, you can get that bat hot as well. I think you batted for like 340 or something last year. And what's going to be some of your focuses personally this year, Ayden?
Personally, one of my focuses is to lead these underclassmen, just teach them the ways of this program and try to have a future of this program once me and Trey here leave. Personally, another goal I have is to just kind of be just the best player I can be out there in the outfield and have the least amount of errors as possible. Get bunts down and just be fundamentally sound this year.
Going off of that, I mean, you're very professional, and I really like that. But just, like I said, setting that example for the younger guys. I mean, you do have some of those sophomores and stuff that, I mean, pretty soon they'll be in that same position that you all are now. For both of you, we'll start with Ayden. Just what is this senior season going to mean to you? I mean, obviously it hasn't started yet, but you're putting in the work to start the season. Just what are some outcomes that you want to have for this very last year and be able to kind of hand off to those who will be taking over your spots next year?
One of my main goals this year has been to be able to finish the season and say I couldn't have worked harder in the offseason. And I want to pursue that goal, and this season just means a whole lot to me, and just finishing what I started as a freshman and even back in middle school in 7th and 8th grade years. I'd like to finish my career off with a bang, I guess you could say.
Awesome. Trey, what about you?
I'm going to say, kind of go off of what he said, kind of just have a legacy, leave a mark, let the young guys follow a way that me and Ayden have left. We don't have that many outfielders as young guys, but I'm going to say that me and him will prepare them to be able to play for next year.
Awesome.
Coach, we've been talking a little bit about the experience that you have, and name us a few players that aren't with us tonight that are going to be big factors this year.
I think Maddox Torrance will be one of the first guys you mentioned. He's a stud. He's a little dog, and Micah Ford, who's a really freak athlete, and we can never get him to be super serious. If he can lock in on the field, the dude's probably, no offense to these two guys, he might be the most athletic kid we have on our team. You know, and Grant White, who's really worked hard in the offseason. Those are my seniors. I think that pretty much calls them. And they touched on it, and they're setting a great example for everybody else. Caven Hinton is another returner that we've had. That he was our DH for most of the year, and he caught some, played a little bit infield. He should have a really good year as well. And so there's a lot of guys that we're going to need. You know, it's a long season. It's going to be a lot of them. I'm sure if I went to try to name them all, I'd mess it up. So I don't want to, but those are the guys that we really return. But I'm really proud of how hard they've worked. They're sitting there bragging about or talking about how the future. Well, they've set a great example so far. It's been a really good off season.
Well, speaking of the off season, I mean, obviously same goals and stuff like that. But what are really some things you've kind of honed in with your team on and really have focused on in this off season? Because we're getting to that point where we're about to start scrimmaging and about to start the season.
Yeah, we've slowed down. We hadn't hit on the field yet. I know a lot of people are probably hitting on the field like crazy with this beautiful weather we've had. We've spent more time play sets and really knowing where we're supposed to be on the field. We lost a lot of infielders. That if we're going to be weak, it's going to be an infield. But they've worked really hard with Coach Gildy and Coach Gentry to improve. And so we're just trying to make sure we repeat where they're supposed to be, certain situations on the field. And so we spent a lot of time there. We're going to start doing a little more live this week, and so kind of see some live pitching and start getting a few more live at bats. But we're just trying to take our time.
Fellas, you've got a pretty solid skipper behind you right there. Ayden, let's start with you. You're going to be saying goodbye to Coach after this year, and he'll always live with you inside that soul when you're on to the next level. But say something good about him.
Coach, he's always willing to put it out on the line. He is always taking the blame for stuff sometimes isn't even his fault. He's willing to put himself out there for the team, and credit to him for being able to be mature and kind of take it that way.
Trey, tell us something. Tell me something good.
Sanford's a person that, even if he doesn't have the time, he'll make the time to spend it with you. Like Ayden said, he always puts the blame on himself, even if it isn't his fault. We try to tell him that sometimes, but we know we can't always get to him. But we all love Sanford. He'll do anything for us. He puts us out there, even young guys, and he'll just try to get you to where you want to be in life.
Well, that's a true leader, Lauren Floyd, right there. Coach Wes Sanford, good to see you, man. Thanks for bringing these
Trying to get me a crowd today, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, absolutely great to have both of you, man. Great careers, and we'll see what kind of icing you put on the cake this year for the Raiders. Don't go anywhere. Lauren and I will be right back with a little more sports connection right here on WBKO.